What's going on, everybody? Deacon here. First, I would like to thank everybody who gave their feedback to the question that I asked in the previous video. Many of the comments that people left showed me that the relationship you have with the person matters. The poll as of the recording of this video shows that people were 50-50. So there were people who felt like that, hey, some would tell, and others would be like, no, I'm just gonna mind my business, which I'm not really surprised by, to be honest with you, because I've had conversations with people about this particular topic, but I'll get more into that later. However, I'm making this video to share two situations where holding a peer accountable came into play. Now, before getting into the topic, I first want to establish what I think cheating is. To me, is when you violate the row of the relationship, which stands for rules of engagement, not death row records. Pause. Is also not in reference to the internal rules or directives among military forces, the movie, or the television sitcom that I didn't know anything about. Let us continue. Meaning, regardless of how you define your relationship, there are rules that were laid out consenting adults agreed to. So when someone violates those rules that everyone agreed to, you open up the possibility of hurting the other partner or partners involved and ruining said relationship. The first time I experienced this was in 2000 when a friend and I were both 19 years old. Both he and his girlfriend at the time recently had a child together. But hearing how he was talking, I knew the relationship wouldn't last too much longer. About 4 or 5 months later, he ended up meeting a new lady, and they hit it off. Mind you, he was still in a relationship with his baby mama at the time. The new lady knew he had a kid, but I would be lying if I said whether or not she knew he was still in a relationship with the mother of his child. About a month later, things started to get a little bit more serious. The problem? You guessed it, still in a relationship. He was done mentally and already checked out, but we had this lame thing where you don't break up with your girl. Instead, you just act like a jerk enough that the girl would dump you. That way you could say, well, hey, I didn't dump her. I didn't break up with her. She broke up with me. I know. It was dumb. I knew things were starting to go too far when he started asking me to cover for him if she called me. I went along with it for a little while, but eventually told him he needed to break things off because all he was going to do was hurt this girl even more. So I told him that he needed to do the right thing by breaking things off with his baby mama before even considering doing anything further with old girl. Fortunately, he ended up doing it. Of course, she was upset, but it was better this way than the way things were going. Now, let's fast forward to 2016. I just found out another friend of mine just got cheated on by his wife. I even made a few videos about it on this channel. One thing I want to mention is, before I tell you about that other part, is how my wife and I, when we talk to people about private personal things, if we say, you could keep this between us, we will honor that. Even going as far as keeping that private information from each other, despite the fact that we're already good at keeping our mouths shut and people's private business private. So when everything came out in the open, I found out that my wife was giving very good advice on what not to do to avoid making this big mistake. Now, of course, I can't tell you everything that went down because it isn't my story to tell. However, I'm sharing this because I want you to realize one harsh reality that I had to accept that a former co-worker reminded me about. That at the end of the day, people are going to do whatever it is they want to do. Both of these situations were my experience. However, I know there are people watching this who have their own stories that they can share situations that they have either been through or they've witnessed themselves. If you feel compelled to say something and you feel you have the type of relationship with that person where you can, do it. But if you feel that it's not your place or you just feel like it's best to just mind your business and to stay out of it, I won't judge you either, because many times people have been accused of either being jealous or lying, so therefore they feel like it's just not their place. Now, I'm going to end this video with a question. For all my people out there who believe that the solution/suggestion to hold others accountable when it comes to cheating, what would be your course of action that will produce the results you're looking for? Like others have mentioned, would the relationship you have with said person matter, or would you put out a general message that people just need to stop? I mean, listen, I'm down for slogans and hashtags that promote remaining faithful and not cheating. I would love to see a lot of healthy and happy relationships everywhere. However, my experiences tell me that I need to stay focused and worry about my own relationship. That as much as it pains me to see all this back and forth in comment sections and on social media between men and women, it's the reality of what happens when poor decisions are made and someone suffers as a result of said decision. But what do you think? Leave your comments down in the comment section below. That's all I have for you today. So, as always, be wise. And until I see you all next time, have a great day.